I don't have a clue, but I would burn them.
That's State Representative Jerry Sexton saying, in essence, that he would burn books deemed inappropriate for Tennessee school libraries once they were found. Fox 17 News' Erica Glover live tonight in North Nashville to explain how this lawmaker's decision directly impacts what your child will have access to potentially in the school library.
Well, Scott, some educators say that the representative's comments are an attack on school libraries. Others say, hey, we have to do something about these inappropriate books. Now, librarians that we spoke with earlier tonight say their jobs are in jeopardy.
Let's say you take these books out of the library. What are you going to do with them?
I don't have a clue, but I would burn them.
State Representative Jerry Sexton standing by his amendment to a school bill designed to give our state's textbook commission more authority.
It broadens out how that we're putting books in our school libraries, and it gives the state textbook commission the final say on what goes into our libraries, so that we're making sure we're putting age-appropriate books there.
But Williamson County mother of two Ann McGraw says Sexton's words were inappropriate.
History does not look kindly on book banners, and especially not book burners. So he's going to have a special place in Tennessee history because of the statement he made today, and it's not a good one.
Fox 17 News speaking with two past presidents of Tennessee's Association of School Libraries. I asked how they address parent concerns.
And in 9 years of being a school librarian, I've never had one complaint.
So if a parent is not happy with our informal conversation and the solution that we reach together, they have the power to take that a step further and fill out the reconsideration form.
Under Sexton's bill, schools would be required to give the textbook commission a list of what's on their library shelves. Some parents fear that this could further push educators out of the door.
And I've already seen personally on my personal social media librarians that have said, I'm done.
School librarians wondering how this bill impacts their future. Now, the House and Senate version of this bill, they are different. They vary. So there's going to be a conference committee meeting.
The Nashville Bachelorette party turns into a nightmare when the party goers walk in on a burglary in progress when they return to their Airbnb rental. Fox 17 News' Maggie Lemire live near Broadway downtown with more on how the crooks are targeting our tourists.
Well, Scott, it's no secret that Nashville is home to tons of bachelorette parties. It's actually #1 in the nation for bachelorette parties. And after a long night on Broadway, Michelle Johnson and her crew arrived back at their Airbnb rental. They arrived back at a complete mess. A perfect Nash Bash in the making, matching cowgirl hats, balloons, and of course, the photo ops. But this celebration took a turn for the worse when Michelle Johnson and her bachelorette party got back to their Airbnb.
All of our stuff had been everywhere. Every bag was dumped, every backpack, purse.
Back door shattered, glass all over the floor at their West End rental. They were victims of a burglary, and it doesn't stop there.
My sister-in-law runs inside from the Uber. She's the first one in, uses the restroom, and as she's using the restroom, she notices that she can hear some footsteps upstairs.
The burglar still there when the girls got back. How scary.
We're all hustling outside of the house. The police are called. A detective shows up.
Johnson took to TikTok explaining what happened. Her first video went viral, more than 100,000 likes and 7,000 shares in just one day.
Girls, if they are going to be in Nashville, even no matter how much research you do, because we thought we did enough, I would just stay at a hotel.
Fox 17 reached out to Metro Police, who says they get there as quickly as possible and officers are always patrolling hotspot areas, adding a lot of times there are repeat offenders.
They actually left us at our house to go to another house and help those girls out. So I think it happens pretty common.
After dealing with police and realizing a laptop was stolen, Johnson and her crew found a different place to spend the night.
The hotel we ended up at was super nice and closer to Broadway.
Adding that despite being victims of a burglary, it didn't dampen their spirit.
Low inventory and high cash offers tonight are being blamed for what has become a very tough housing market in Nashville. Some people tell us they have been trying to buy a place for 7 months. Fox 17 News' Caitlin Miller live downtown now with more on how this is causing first-time home buyers, some of them, to just lose hope.
Yes, Scott. Well, I spoke with a realtor today, and she told me that all of her clients that are first-time buyers are struggling to find a home, and she says some are even starting to give up. And we spoke with a couple who's been searching for a home for 7 months now.
I just look every day, pretty much.
Heather Powell and her husband have been looking to buy their first home in Murfreesboro since the fall. They have looked at over 20 homes and haven't had any luck.
We're not even getting a chance when we live here. We've been here. We want to become established here, and it's not possible for us right now.
Powell says it's the low inventory and the fact that these homes are on the market for less than 24 hours.
We've had to ask over for every house and more than we had wanted to, but we're just trying to outbid everybody else, but everybody's still bidding higher or giving cash offers.
Representative Mike Sparks asked the executive director of the Tennessee Housing Development Agency, Ralph Perry, how worried he is for the housing crisis in the next 2 to 5 years.
We've just got to build more housing, and we need to build it particularly in fast-growing areas. I mean, you're not going to take pressure off rising rents or home prices unless we make it easier to build housing.
But for now, real estate agent Gwen Moore says 100% of her clients who are first-time home buyers are having trouble because they're on a limited budget and they're getting beat by investors.
They're buying their houses for cash here, and that's hard to beat. Everybody wants cash, quick close.
Leaving people like Powell stuck renting for now.
We kind of have to lower our standards a little bit to try and find something that people won't grab before they even see it.
So she says they are staying hopeful.